This is a unique symbiotic relationship between two mammal species, and one which benefits both parties.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 bizarre animal symbiotic relationships.
When the pecking gets too much, you have to master the art of the tail flick.
For this list, we're looking at the weirdest relationships between organisms from throughout the animal kingdom, from the smallest bacteria to the largest mammals. Let us know in the comments which you think is the strangest of all. Number 10. African Oxpeckers and Rhinos. One of the most famous symbiotic relationships, oxpecker birds are small companion animals to all kinds of mammals, but most prominently the black rhino. The birds rely on the rhinos for food, eating insects that would otherwise bother the rhino. And often, rhinos will have multiple birds living on or around them. It's not all sunshine and daisies, however. Sometimes the birds are overzealous in their grooming and can hurt the rhinos, unfortunately. But they also provide a vital early warning system for predators. And what are these predators the oxpeckers keep a lookout for? Sadly, human poachers, who still pose a large threat to these endangered giants. Number 9. Sharks and pilotfish. The apex predator of the oceans. Meat-eating sharks aren't too picky about what they devour. But something they will not eat, most of the time at any rate, is the humble pilotfish. The pilotfish make themselves useful to all manner of potential predators, including sea turtles and large rays, by keeping the bigger animals free of grime, bacteria, and parasites. This keeps the larger animals healthy and provides plenty of free food for the pilotfish. And it's not uncommon to see large numbers flocking to one big animal. But it gets something else too: protection from predation from any number of other sea-dwelling critters. Number 8. Coyotes and Badgers. In early 2020, a video showing a coyote and a badger teaming up to cross a highway via an underground drain pipe went viral. But though the pairing may have surprised most people, coyotes and badgers have actually been helping each other out for years. Badgers and coyotes have different skill sets. Badgers are better at finding prey underground, while coyotes are faster and good trackers. By teaming up, it is a lot easier for them to both benefit from a meal, something scientists observed in the early 90s. It looks like they're a lot friendlier than that, however, since the coyote in the video is helping the badger bypass the highway. Number 7. Drongos and meerkats.
The drongo is the Kalahari's greatest trickster.
What's weird about this relationship is it's not always beneficial. The drongo is a small bird that sometimes decides it can't be bothered to find its own meals, and will issue false alarm calls to warn nearby animals a predator is close so that a drongo can steal their food.
But this time, it's a false alarm. Thank you very much.
Meerkats are the most common victim of this trick, but it's not all bad. The drongos are also known to deliver warnings when predators really are around, which will save the lives of many animals as they duck and cover. Of course, it's in the drongo's interest to keep the meerkats alive, since if something eats them, the drongo won't be able to steal their food anymore.
A gang of meerkats, outsmarted by a bird.
Number 6. Warthogs and mongooses. Neither of these animals is known for being particularly fond of humans, but it seems they do have respect for one another.
When the warthog lies down, it's a signal to the mongoose.
Mongooses will do anything for a meal, even if that's combing diligently over a warthog's skin looking for tasty insects to eat. The mongoose gets its food and the warthog stays clean and well-groomed. A welcome relationship.
As it turns out, they run a bit of a racket with the local warthogs on the way up.
But while this sounds similar to sharks and pilotfish, tick-cleaning symbiosis isn't seen as often between two terrestrial mammals, and particularly not terrestrial mammals that aren't primates, which make the warthog and the mongoose unique. Number 5. Gray wolves and striped hyenas. Down in the Middle East's Negev desert, you might come across a strange sight indeed. Two powerful predators, the hyena and gray wolf, working together in harmony. You'd think that hyenas and wolves wouldn't work together since they're usually competing for food. But actually, these intelligent canids have found that the enemy of your enemy is your friend. You may be surprised to learn that hyenas actually have a superior sense of smell to wolves, which can make them invaluable hunting partners for large wolf packs. Hyenas traveling with wolves have been observed in the wild, and we still have a lot to learn about this interesting behavior. Number 4. Gobies and pistol shrimp. Though small, the goby can be a formidable ally to the pistol shrimp. Pistol shrimps aren't defenseless, possessing one of the most powerful claws in the animal kingdom, a so-called sonic weapon that makes a loud bang, hence the name. But they also have very poor eyesight, which is where the goby comes in. The goby can further protect the shrimp, warning it about predators, and in return, it gets to live in the shrimp's burrow, which is just big enough for two. Once a bond is forged between a goby and a shrimp, the two are friends for life and can often be seen palling around in the reef. Number 3. Giant tube worms and bacteria. Far down at the bottom of the sea, in an environment so hostile it was previously believed nothing could live there, giant tube worms are thriving.
Oh, I think the white part is at least two meters tall.
Though they look a little more like unearthly plant life, they really are large invertebrates living around the openings of volcanic hydrothermal vents. Living inside them, however, are bacteria that eat the material spewed out by the volcano, sulfur, carbon, and so on, when the tube worm digests it. The worm isn't actually digesting anything at all, just delivering the raw elements to the bacteria so that the worm can get the energy it needs. This isn't just mutually beneficial. Without the bacteria, the worms will die, and vice versa.
There we go. I spoke too loud. It scared me.
Number 2. Crabs and sea anemones. Another oceanic pairing, an unlikely bond has been observed between hermit crabs and sea anemones.
And it has the ultimate off-putting accessory, an anemone.
The anemones live on the shell of the hermit crab in a beneficial partnership. The anemones are able to get the crab's leftover food while providing invaluable defense against predators for the crab. In fact, even when a hermit crab changes its shell, which it must do periodically as it grows, it'll pull off the anemones and reattach them.
Once the anemone lets go of the old shell, the hermit crab deposits it on her new shell. She simply plops it in place and holds it until the anemone grabs on.
Even stranger, a hermit crab was once found that forewent a shell entirely, living inside a sea anemone. Anemones sure will tolerate a lot for an easy meal and the ability to see the sights.
The anemones give her protection from predators like octopus because their stinging tentacles pack a punch.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Tarantulas and frogs. We've heard what happened when the frog decided to help the scorpion, but what about when it decided to help a completely different arachnid, the spider?
So, why welcome it into her burrow? It seems this is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Well, the spider lets the frog live inside its house rent-free. At least if the spider is a large Colombian leatherback tarantula and the frog is a dotted humming frog, both of which live throughout the tropical jungle. Though you may see the relationship described as the spider keeping the frog as a pet, the frog does provide the spider with a service as well. It eats the ants that prey on the spider's eggs, keeping its young safe.
So by keeping the frogs close, the spiders are ensuring their future offspring are safe as well.
It takes a brave frog to move in with a deadly spider that's many times its size.
And for the frog, there's total protection.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.